Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my December TBR. This is the second time I am trying out this roll the dice with a dash of chaos TBR game. Spoiler alert, November didn't go so well. Before hopping too far into it, if you're new here, hello, my name is Emily. This is MacInnis Mama, where you will find mostly bookish content. As a small announcement, I will be attempting Vlogmas. However, this is my second channel. I do have a main channel, which the majority of the videos will be going up. So if you are interested in beauty content, I would love to have you over there. But I hope to upload every single day. So if there's no video on my beauty channel, there should be a video on here. I don't know if it will exactly be alternating days. It will just depend on the content I have. I am guessing not, if I'm being honest, but I am going to try my best to upload one video on one of my channels at least every day. So that is the goal. I will link my November TBR, the first time I did this TBR game, in the cards above if you are interested, but I combined Jessie Mae's Roll the Dice game with Sam from A Life of Lit's super chaotic calendar style TBR game. I just loved how she does it. And I kind of smashed them together. So I have a roll the dice, but with some prompts on the board as well. Definitely lots of hard prompts, challenge prompts, that sort of thing. Now, if I do not complete my TBR, then I have to just kick off the whole game with a challenge prompt. And I am rolling the dice 6 times each month, at least I think so. However, because I was so unsuccessful in November, I read lots of books in November just for reading vlogs and buddy read commitments and distractions. Very minimal ones that were actually on my TBR. So I think I'm going to do 5 rolls for December. These are the 4 books off my physical TBR that I wanted to read in November. A goal with this roll the dice game is to read books that I already own, as well as books on Kindle Unlimited, as I am paying for that subscription service, and not get so distracted by the library. I love my library. The library is great, but I have like 150 books on my shelves I've never read before. I had these 4 on my TBR, and I didn't read a single freaking one. And then I also had Beneath the Sugar Sky by Shauna McGuire. That was my wormhole book. That was a series I needed to continue, but it was a randomly drawn series. I did read that. Daughter of No Worlds on Kindle Unlimited, I did not read. Sea of Ruin I put in as a Kindle Unlimited book, but unfortunately it's not on Kindle Unlimited anymore. It was over like a little over a month ago because I saw it there, but it's not there anymore. So I wasn't willing to, the whole point is not spending a whole bunch of money on books. So that I gave myself like a freebie for. And then I had The Blood is Love by Karina Halley. I actually DNF'd that at 23%. You can see me attempt to read that book in my Extending Spooky Season reading vlog. I will link that up in the cards as well. So I had 8 books on my November TBR for my TBR game, and I only officially actually read to completion 1 of them. Oops. So we're kicking off this month's TBR with a challenge prompt. Before hopping into the rolls, one change I'm making to the game is I didn't feel that 1 easy prompt and 1 hard prompt on the board was enough. I do love my prompt-based TBR games. Here is my hard prompt bin and my easy prompt bin. And so if I roll an even number on my 1 dice, then I am putting 2 of the prompt on the board. If I roll an odd number, it will be 3. And then I have my silver skull here with all of my challenges. Some of these are very, very hard. Others are not so hard. enough rambling, let's get into the TBR game. All right, everyone, time to set up our roll the dice game. There are a couple of changes for this month, which I'm sure I explained in the intro, but I'm going to briefly say them again. I was a little disappointed in November that we didn't get any of the prompts from my bins here, which I'm now realizing you can't see the best. So I'm going to, when I roll just one dice, if it is an even number, we will place 2. And if it's an odd number, there will be 3 spots where it's going to be prompts. We're going to roll 2 times, one for easy prompts, one for hard prompts. You'll have seen that I did not complete my November TBR and really hope to do better in December. So I do need to pull a punishment, but we're also going to reduce the number of rolls down to 5 and give that a try. See if that works better. This is a work in progress. So first, let us determine how many easy prompts we are going to have. 3, so we need to use a random number generator to place them. I have in the numbers 2 to 12, we need 3 spaces. 12, 7, and 8. Now we must determine how many hard prompts. 2, because 6 is an even number. So again, we need 2 numbers. I'm going to skip that one. I do want to allow, for example, if it's like 7, I'll put an easy and a hard prompt and I can try and match them together. But because 12 is automatically a challenge prompt as well, because the only way to get 12 with 2 dice is a 6 and a 6, and a double means a challenge, I am going to allow myself to skip this one. So we have 9 and 7. I shouldn't have said anything. I just jinxed myself. But at least there is no way that 7 can be a double, so I am going to take that as a win. Now I must fill in my board with a combination of my owned TBR as well as my Kindle Unlimited TBR, and I will be right back. Alright, I now have my board filled out. I hope that the color coding makes it a little bit easier. Easy prompts are in the orange bin, hard prompts are in the black bin. The red books I own physically, and the green ones are on Kindle Unlimited. So before we get started, we must choose our challenge for not completing my November TBR. This means I get to skip my punishment. That is such a nice one. All right, roll number 1. 8, that's an easy prompt. What the heck? Shall I keep it at 6 rolls since this is a skip as well? And I am not putting these back. There's 1 skip in each bin. I did drop this one over here, so I'm going to place that one back. Okay, I think it feels bad for being so mean to me last month. So I'm going to play with fate and do my normal 6 rolls. That might be a terrible idea. Oh my god. Roll number 2, we still don't have a book on this TBR. Okay, 7, I need an easy and a hard prompt. I can combine these into one book if possible. Not always possible, but let's see. So our easy prompt is, a random letter. Oh god. And our hard prompt, Oh my god, I'm in so much trouble. Okay, so I need to place this down and choose 2 easy prompts to replace this one. Okay, I definitely shouldn't have said I'm going to do 6 rolls, but here we go. I hope you guys enjoy the chaos. Okay, 1, I'll read it in a second. 2, okay, so we have female author. Can I combine all of these together? Who knows? A book from my library and a random letter. I actually have a gazillion books out from my library right now, so this might be in my favor. Let me pull up a random letter generator. This is very tricky. Okay, it was automatically a W, but I am going to randomize. But I am, oh, it just took a minute. My internet must be slow. Okay, E. So the book title or the author needs to start with the letter E. Sorry, I almost tipped my camera. And it needs to be a female author and a book from my library. If I can't combine all of these, I can pick 2 books and organize them in any way that I can, if that makes sense. Roll number 3. I'm terrified now of my own game. Oh, I dropped a dice. 3. Hooked. That's easy enough. Roll number 4. An easy prompt plus a challenge prompt. Again, if I can combine these, great. If not, oh boy. I feel like I should pull the challenge first because these scare me the most, actually. It was already nice to me with the skip, so the next one must be bad. I'm gonna try and get one from like the bottom. Oh gosh, I have too many. This is the one I had a hold of. Oh, this is a scribbly Emmett one. I've been pulling these when I find them, obviously, because they're not a real prompt, but then I try and think of something to add on to them. So if you have a challenge that you want to add onto that piece of paper for me to put back in here, let me know. Really? What's happening? 2 hard prompts and an easy prompt. Full of regrets. Okay, a standalone. TBR vet. And a book that's in a recommendation video. You guys, this is so hard. Oh dear. I'm just realizing I forgot to replace this one that was roll number 3. So I'm going to do that now and then we'll do roll number 5. All right, roll number 5. It's an easy prompt. A booktuber fave. 6th and final roll. Oh my gosh. An easy and a challenge. I need to unhaul a book. Man, at least it's not a reading challenge. Do these keep multiplying? A book club pick. This is the face of someone full of regrets. The game was so mean to me this month. It lured me into a false sense of security at first. I do have one skip prompt in each of my bins, the challenge, easy, and hard bins. So my punishment draw for not completing my November TBR was a skip. So thank goodness I got let off free. It was my first month trying this out, and clearly I didn't prioritize properly. So thank you so much, TBR game. Roll number 1, I also got a skip. So then I was thinking, oh, I can totally do 6 rolls because I've already had 2 skips. That makes sense, right? Roll number 2, I got a random letter, which I got the letter E, female author, and a book from the library. Now I could have looked through some audiobooks or ebooks, but I really want to read more of what's on my shelf. I have a gazillion books out from the library right now, and I was not able to combine all 3. So I have 2 books for roll number 2 that satisfies the 3 prompts. For my random letter generator, I got an E. I don't have any authors on my physical TBR where their last name ends with E, but I did see I have Erin Morgenstern. I have quite a few where the author's name first name starts with E, and I have a few books as well that started with E, but none that I was super intrigued by. But I am very interested in reading The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern this month. I think this is going to be a great December read, a very atmospheric fantasy. I have never read this book before. I'm really excited to hop into the lyrical writing. I know this is a favorite of a lot of people, and so I'm excited to get to it. And it's a standalone, which I need more of in my life. And this is also a female author, but I kind of combined female author and library, and for that I'm putting In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. This is actually a buddy read between me and my friend Sam. We buddy read a lot and I love it so much, and I'm so happy I was able to fit this on my official TBR because I didn't put our buddy reads on last month, which was a dire mistake. So I'm planning on reading quite a few holiday books and hopefully doing a reading vlog for it, and this is going to be one of them. I don't actually know what it's about, but Christina Lauren they write rom-coms typically. I've read a couple of their books and really enjoyed them, so I'm excited to hop into this holiday read. I don't have a lot of experience with holiday books, so for roll number 2, I have, sorry, they're both really reflective, these 2 books. Roll number 3, I got Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This is a Peter Pan retelling, adult, dark romance. This is the start of a new series, which I shouldn't be doing, but I'm so eager to get into this. This is also the buddy read for the Merry Bookmas with Completely Melanie, Kaylani Simply Me, Clint, I forget Clint's channel name, which I hope to participate in that readathon as well. It's a month-long one, but I'm happy that this got on. This is also available on Kindle Unlimited. I just happened to own it, and I'm super excited about this one where Hook gets the girl. And it's a dark romance, and I think it's going to be a super fast read. Roll number 4 was another really difficult one. I got a standalone, a TBR veteran, and a book that was in a recommendations video. I went through some fantasy standalone. I'm still in the fantasy mood, so I searched on YouTube for like best fantasy standalone or my favorite fantasy standalone, and this book appeared in many of those recommendations videos, and I've wanted to read this since it released. Do I want to say this is a true TBR vet because it actually hasn't been on my shelf for very long, but it has been on my list to read for 2 years or so. So I'm going to count it. I was hoping that The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue would go on there and that I could like roll that over, but I got this one and I owned this one as well. This is a cozy, whimsical fantasy standalone with all the good vibes, and I'm very excited to get into this as well, and one book satisfied all 3 prompts. Thank goodness. Roll number 5 was a booktuber fave, and I'm actually working on a reading vlog right now involving YouTuber faves. So I'm going to roll over Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. This is the beginning of a new fantasy romance series that I'm so excited to get into. It's definitely giving me Throne of Glass vibes, which I read that whole series this year, and it's probably one of my absolute favorite series ever. I'm so excited to get into another fantasy romance series that is similar to that. So that is a book that I was able to roll over from my November TBR. And lastly, roll number 6, I had another mean challenge. I have to unhaul a book and then read a book for a part of a book club. I will pop up the footage of me going through my red shelf. It's looking a little sparse, wouldn't you say? And pulling a book off of that. And I think I am able to let go of Darling Rose Gold by Stephanie Roble. I read this. I didn't absolutely love it. I had a good time, but I didn't love it, and I don't see myself rereading this book, so I'm okay to unhaul this one. I wish Canada had Pango books, but alas, we do not, so maybe I'll put that on my Poshmark or just donate it to a local charity shop. So I had to unhaul a book as my challenge. And then for a book club read, I'm going to put in Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. I do not have a copy of it yet, whether from the library or owning it, but I will someday. And I do need to read this in the month of December for both a buddy read with my friend Sam. Yes, the same Sam that I'm reading in a holidays with. This is the most reflective cover. But also for Hannah's recent reads and Christina's chapters read along. We're on to Crescent City. I read A Court of Silver Flames in the month of November. Favorite book of the series. You have to wait until my November wrap up to hear me gush about that, but Crescent City is next, and I'm so excited to start a new Sarah J. Maas series. I just have Crescent City left, and I am beyond pumped. It is is it adult or like new adult urban fantasy series, and I can't believe I've waited this long to get into that. I mean, I've said that about every Sarah J. Maas series, but I'm ready for it, but that one is a chunker. So those are all the books on my November Roll the Dice with a Dash of Chaos TBR. I am going to try really hard to read all of these and prioritize my reading better. I love TBRs. I just got distracted in November, and luckily I was able to get all 3 of my absolute musts on this TBR, as well as some books that will fit in nicely to reading vlog plans that I have for the month. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!